My name is Gwen Olson, and I am the author of Confessions of an RX Drug Pusher, God's Call to Loving Arms. And I wrote my book in August of 2005. I spent 15 years in the pharmaceutical industry working as a detail rep, primarily as a specialist rep calling on psychiatry, cardiology, neurology, endocrinology, and OBGYN. And after 15 years in the industry, I felt like I had a moral obligation to come out and tell people what I had experienced, what I had seen, and what I had participated in the industry, because there were a number of things that I had identified and recognized as being dangerous to the American people at large. And one of those things was the consistent minimization of side effects that drug reps were taught to do. And I was very concerned about the fact that it was seemingly less and less popular to give full disclosure about our drugs as time went on in my profession, and we were more responsible for marketing information being given to the doctors than actual good medical information, fair, balanced medical information. And we were given the exact verbiage, the taglines that went along with the marketing department's plan for that particular sales period, and those were specifically the things that we were supposed to say. And often these things had been cleared through legal so that we weren't saying things that were illegal, but the semantics of them might have been implying things to be a little bit differently than they were. And I'll give you an example of that. One of the biggest things that I saw that took place was when we would get marketing promotional materials. For example, a sales piece would come out and have a bar chart or information from a clinical study on it that raised concern with the physicians. Say a number of physicians would start to complain about the excessive number of CNS side effects, for example. Then what we would see is the next marketing period, after reps had disclosed that during a district meeting or some kind of a pool meeting that we had, that marketing piece would come out and would be revised, and that bar chart would be changed, or that specific information would be altered so that perhaps the CNS side effects were now broken out to dizziness and, the various other side effects that would be included in the central nervous system section. So it didn't show quite so drastically how severe the side effects were. So what I started to realize is that statistics were actually the semantics of research, and that you could take statistics and bar charts and pretty much manipulate them and make them look pretty much however you wanted them to. And that began to concern me, as well as the fact that I wasn't being encouraged after a period of time to have full disclosure with my doctors. In fact, we were starting to be encouraged to minimize more and more and to skillfully sidestep the concerns and objections of physicians. And I knew that that created a dangerous environment for the patient. And I saw firsthand several circumstances where my minimization of side effects or misinforming a physician had actually resulted in the patient being damaged and or killed. And so I decided that there was something very, very wrong with the way that drugs were being approved and marketed, and the FDA was no longer serving the position for the people that they were supposed to serve, to protect our interests and to make sure that dangerous drugs were not being released onto the marketplace. And in fact, they became the buds of the pharmaceutical industry. I heard on more than one occasion people refer to our friends in the FDA or our people in the FDA, when in fact prior to that period of time the FDA in no way, shape, or form had friends of ours in the pharmaceutical industry. So that was really a red flag for me, that things were going downhill rapidly in American medicine, and I didn't want to be a part of it any longer.